Mayweather, shadow box and jump rope with them chinchilla shorts worth Trump notes. It's fantastic, the boy out of Grand Rapid, and ever since a young teen he had the hands mastered. To be perfect, we all know it take practice. Who else dominated 4 different weight classes? Nobody, they all got sloppy with it. On top of that, pretty Floyd real cocky with it. There's PB and PB, 2 champs together, church.
The steady rhythm in a rapper's prose and in a boxing gym are the music to Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s persona. Inside the ring, poetry explodes off his gloves. Exclamation points for the most agile mouth since the Louisville Lip.
You know, party every day since his ad fight.
If the soul of a champion is made up of unequal parts of confidence, competitiveness, composure, and focus, Pretty Boy Floyd, the undefeated pound-for-pound boxing king, oozes complete confidence. But is it authentic or part of his mind game, befuddling opponents and misleading those searching for the soul inside? We seek to discover his soul.
Once I enter the ring, there's no fighter that can match me mentally.
Right left hook by Mayweather.
My goal is to be the best ever, and I think I'm the best fighter ever.
Floyd Mayweather promised he would humiliate Arturo Gatti before his fans.
I beat everybody you put in front of me, and I'm going to continue to beat everybody you put in front of me. This sport is like no other sport. In the boxing, this is combat, this is war.
Exhibiting the fruits of supreme confidence, Mayweather has dominated his divisions since beginning his pro career in 1996. His roots pointed to little else. With a father and 2 uncles in the fight game, his calling seemed preordained. But Mayweather Jr. has evolved beyond family ties, sporting an unblemished 36-0 career mark.
Getting there obviously is hard, but you know, to be on top after 10 years, it's unbelievable.
He's been a world champion in 4 different weight classes. What drives him to obsession is a passion for others to acknowledge his superiority.
You gotta know your distance. You got to know your distance. You gotta know it.
He believed when his era was gone, they're gonna rate him as the greatest fighter ever.
Dedication, hard work. Dedication, hard work.
Dad was his hero. He was really his hero. Dad took him to the gym every day and had to hold him up to hit the bag.
Believe it or not, I started training my son when he was a baby, right in the crib. I take his hands and start doing that. Pretty soon, my son started doing that on his own. I couldn't believe it.
I used to just go to the gym and, you know, stand on a chair and hit the speed bag. And, you know, after hitting the speed bag for a few years, I got good at it. So when I was 4 years old, I know how to hit the speed bag like a professional.
When he came up here and he was 2.5, 3 years old, he already would run his mouth a little bit, you know, and if you tell him to do something, he'd just run right back at you. And as he grew older, that trash talking got better and better and better.
When it's another athlete that can go a decade without an L, then talk to me.
One of the things that he likes to do when he's training is talk about the opponent that's coming up. How many losses does that guy have?
I ain't no shit, L.
Basically, he's psyching himself as he's training. He's thinking about this other guy and putting this other guy down in his mind.
There are some athletes that feel like their ability to think, maybe even psych out competitors, is a real advantage. I mean, you just think of Tiger Woods wearing red on Sundays.
On May 22, 2004, Floyd Mayweather Jr. fought for the first time at the 140-pound weight class. His weapons in the ring that night? Superior speed and accuracy, and a daring verbal counterattack.
He started boxing me, and he started talking to me, getting me out of my game, saying, come on, fight me, fight me.
Self-confidence is an athlete's belief in their ability to execute in the present moment. He has that utmost confidence and belief in his ability. Now, The general public or fans see that as cocky. He sees it as confidence.
It's not a crime to boast about your talent. All he boasts about his talent. So it's not a crime to boast about your talent, as long as you can prove him wrong.
Everything I talked about, if you call it bragging or boasting, whatever you want to call it, I lived up to it.
These boys come in the gym, they work out every day. Every day.
You know, you start trash talking to him and you know, just trying to put them down a little bit to make himself feel up here where he thought he should be. And that would overcome maybe any fear that he had.
The fear of failure, it has to be there for any top echelon athlete. And if it is a fear, I would think it's the fear of losing the stature that he has.
Any great basketball player that's out there right now had a lot of great nights, but also had a lot of bad nights, but still is known as a great player. And this sport is different. You know, you lose your #1 spot, the L stay with you the rest of your career.
Fear. All at once, it is an athlete's paradox. Either the catalyst for success or the tripwire for failure.
Boxing, if you're losing, nobody want to lose. Who want to lose? I mean, you lose, that means you like everybody else.
A lot of these kids feel that when they lose their O, they're losing so much of themselves, and that's unfortunate because then they don't take chances, like Mayweather, who's, you know, ducked Antonio Margarito because Margarito's a dangerous fight, and Mayweather doesn't want to lose the O.
The zero means a lot to any person in sports, not just him. Nobody want to have a loss at nothing. So that fear thing saying to you, man, the whole world watching me. You know, I'm on a world stage.
USA Today, Soul of a Champion, every Tuesday in. You're watching Soul of a Champion on Versus.
Well, my goal in life is, I know what's going to happen. I'm gonna retire as the best fighter ever.
His sole motivation is that he wants to retire undefeated, being a multiple champion in 5, 6 different weight classes, and go down as the best ever to do it.
In the steely environment of Grand Rapids, Michigan, a father convinced his son of the riches that live beyond the city limits. Through boxing, Floyd Sr. instilled dreams of fame and wealth to young Floyd.
His father was somewhat of a hero around the general area here, so he looked up to his father. He knew his father was something, and he wanted to be like that.
Fame drive all of us, if we can get some. I don't care if you get a 2-minute shot in the paper. You'll tell your friend, oh, I'm in the paper over there. So fame drive all of us to a certain degree.
Boxing was a vehicle by which he did it. But he had a strong desire to be a success and be well known.
The son looked at Dad's career, a 30-6-1 mark as a professional, including a 1978 fight versus Sugar Ray Leonard as a benchmark. But in 1993, while Junior was in the Golden Glove circuit, his dad was convicted of cocaine trafficking and sent to prison for 4.5 years.